So you want to plan an overnight bike ride, but you don't know how the hell to do that. Well, you've come to the right place. This video is geared towards riding your first overnight bike ride with the bike you have. No expensive fancy bike panniers, bike packing gear, anything like that. All you need to do is have a bike, some sense of direction, a hotel reservation, a way to get your bike to where you want to start, a place to park your car, and the route. That's it. You can do it. Come on. Let's take a look at this video. Okay, my friends, so you want to plan an overnight bike ride, but you really don't know how to go about it. You know you want to do it, but you might think, I don't have the right bike. I don't have any panniers. How am I going to get there? Where am I going to go? Where am I going to stay? All these questions, and then all of a sudden, paralysis, analysis. All of a sudden, analysis, paralysis. And there you are. You never get out there and you never get on the trip. This video, we're going to go over a few things on how to plan your first overnight bike ride. So here's the criteria that we used to plan this video. First of all, we wanted to go someplace that we'd never ridden before. And we wanted to be on a bike trail for most, if not all, of the ride. We wanted it to be about 25 miles each way. So 20 to 25 miles out, we could get a hotel, ride back, maybe the same route, maybe a different route. And that's how we started. So here's what we decided to do. We decided to pick a spot that was 2 to 3 hours away from our house and explore that area, see what kind of bike trails there were in that area, and what the hotel options were. And we wanted to do it with minimized equipment. So we weren't going to take a lot of panniers and bike packing stuff. We were just going to take the minimum equipment. And then the next thing that I usually hear from people is, well, I don't really have the right bike to go on a long trip. Well, we're talking about 25 miles each way. So about any bike will do that. And about any person can do that. You don't have to train a lot to do a 25-mile ride and then go sleep in a nice hotel bed. Might sound judgy, but I don't think you do. So we decided that we would dispel that myth and use our vintage Schwinn bikes. So these are old, heavy bikes. Yes, they've been restored. Yes, they're cool, but they're heavy. They're heavy like an e-bike is, without that whole e-bike vroom vroom type thing. Two bikes we took were a 1968 Schwinn Breeze and a 1959 Jaguar by Schwinn. Now the Jaguar was a resto mod, so it had some upgraded gearing, same seat that they made in 1959, and then of course the Breeze was completely original. So 2-speed kickback, that's what you got. You got kind of okay and a little bit more okay for gears on that one. And yeah, the Schwinn, bike's been around for a long time. So a lot of people put a lot of miles on them. And we just added another chapter to these two individual bikes we have story. The Breeze has the little, what I would call paperboy baskets in the back, and a funky, say, late 60s, early 70s flower basket on the front. And the Jaguar just has the remnants of a fender rack in the back, and that's it. So that's all we had. No water bottle holders, no nothing. So these are definitely not touring bikes. And if we can do it on this bike or these bikes, you can do it on whatever bike you have hanging out in the garage right now, stuck in your apartment, your mom's basement, whatever's going on, you can do this route. So the route we decided to take was going to be based around the Quad Cities. And we're familiar with the Quad Cities because we've driven through there on I-80 tons of times. Also, a few RAGBRIs that we've participated in have ended there. So we kind of knew the downtown layout of Davenport. And we decided, hey, we could actually get 2 states in on this overnight ride if we started in Illinois and then rode across the bridge and then went back to Illinois or had a hotel in Davenport, whatever the case was. So that's how we picked where we were going to go. It's not an area that we're super familiar with. Most of our research was done online and through Ride with GPS, and a few friends that live in the area and have biked over there asked their assistance too. So it was pretty good overall as far as how to plan this trip. Now, I've already told you about the fact we are not taking any fancy bike packing gear. We're just taking, stuff sacks, basically. And you'll see them in the video. We recorded a lot when we were riding and showed you the gear and all that sort of thing. So you'll see that upcoming. We did have a few more pieces of gear than we'd normally be taking if it was just going on a ride overnight, that type of thing, because we're bringing you guys along. So that means we got to bring some camera equipment and some more batteries and chargers and SD cards and a bunch of other crap that makes YouTube go. But it was well worth it. We got some great footage, and it was fun. It was really genuinely fun to explore a brand new area on a bike that we hadn't really had the opportunity to do so. So our first step was to start with Google Maps. A lot of people do not understand that Google Maps has little icons on the top of the page that have rideshare, bicycle, walking, car, and I think there's even a bus up there. But if you just click it over to bicycle and you put a start destination and an end destination, it'll route you on bike-friendly roads or on the bike paths. And you really can't get a good view of that until you explode it out, but at least it'll give you a good overview about how many miles that's going to be. So that's kind of where we started, was on Google Maps. And then we started looking in the areas of Google Maps, like, okay, so where's there a hotel here that we could get to from the bike path? Are there restaurants along the bike path that aren't too far? Maybe 0.2 away, as far as, a few blocks, something like that. We didn't want to have to get off the bike trail, go into a big city type building, that type of thing. We just kind of wanted to stay on a bike trail or on a bike route that has sharrows, that type of thing. We ended up picking our start point as Port Byron, Illinois. And Port Byron, Illinois is kind of a cool little river town. It's kind of just a wide spot in the road. One of the things that attracted me to Port Byron was they have the exact same sculpture downtown that Sparta, Wisconsin has in their downtown bike area. And Sparta, Wisconsin is part of the Elroy Sparta Trail, which is one of the oldest rails and trails in the United States. So Google that and take a look at that. That's a really pretty cool place. So the guy on the bike, the guy on the penny farthing in Port Byron is Will Be Biking. That's his name. And you'll see that coming up in the video. But it's a picturesque start. And then we were going to go south towards the Quad Cities, which if you're not familiar with what I mean by Quad Cities, there's Moline, Bettendorf, Davenport, and another one that I can't think of right now. But it's there. Trust me. It's on a map. Anyway, that's what we want to do. We want to go down towards the Quad Cities. So now we started looking for points in the Quad Cities that were, on that bike trail, on the bike route using Google Maps. And one of my friends had suggested that we pedal out to Credit Island, which is on the Iowa side. So that was a good idea because it got us to the point where now we knew that Google Maps was going to, use that to cross one of the bridges. There's a couple bridges you can cross on a bicycle. There's the new I-74 bridge, and there is the government bridge that they call it, and that goes from one of the towns to the Rock Island Arsenal. Rock Island is also the fourth town. Just thought of that. God, another genius moment. Make sure you subscribe for more great content because there's an example of what you can look forward to. Okay, so now we've got a little start here. We know now that we can go from Port Byron to Moline, somehow get from Moline to Davenport, and then go over to Rock Island. Okay, this sounds pretty good. So we're going to cross the Mississippi River twice. And all of a sudden, this sounded like an epic adventure. And we're just in the stage of Google Maps using the bike icon. So now that we've gotten to that point, we started looking at some more things like where there are hotels, restaurants, that type of thing. And we found there was quite a few to choose from. And we made a hotel reservation on a place that we thought was a few blocks away from the bike trail. And it wound up, the bike trail was basically a half block away from the parking lot. So we lucked out there. Okay, so now we've got this, here we are. We've got the Google Maps part of this kind of roughly sketched out. So now we're taking these points and we're going to start with Ride with GPS. If you don't know what Ride with GPS is, it's a great free program. They've also got a paid program, and I subscribe to their paid program because I use it to plan routes that we're going on. So you can plan routes using other people's routes, parts of other people's routes. You can do just like we just did on the Google Maps thing, put in a start point and midpoints and so forth and just keep on building your route. So in the description, there is the route that we planned, and there also will be the route we rode. And the reason I say this is we were able to pivot on our route. So it was going really well. Everything was fine. And we just decided hey, we just stuck that Credit Island thing in there because we needed someplace we knew on the Iowa side. Were we that interested in riding there? No. Was it going to add another 7 or 10 miles onto the route? Yes. Were we pooped? Absolutely. And therefore, the little Credit Island portion got cut. So you'll see in the description, you'll see the 2 links, what we rode and, what we planned. And we would have had fun on the what we planned route too. It was just a lot hotter that day. And, huffing around those bikes. Man, like a 35, 40 pound bike that you're pedaling with only basically one speed. The one that you wanted to be in and the one that you didn't want to be in. It took a while. So anyway, so when we got down to the Rock Island Arsenal, we decided to go across that bridge. And there were several things by this point in time that we really hit on. Personally, I enjoyed about 2/3 of this route. And it was picturesque for 2/3. When you think of the Mississippi River, I'm going to ride my bike across the Mississippi. I'm going to ride down these shores. There's going to be all these cool landscaped parks. There's going to be marinas and boaters and tugboats and all that sort of thing. Yeah, all that happened. Everything was good as far as that goes. There was a lot of this that was on a Shero type path right beside the road. You'll see that coming up in the ride footage. And there's cars going by 60, 70 miles an hour 6 feet away from you, which is really, not that bad. But it was really loud. And the bridges, going over the bridges, you're usually used to going over a pedestrian bridge out in the middle of nowhere. It's nice and quiet. All you hear is your gears and everything. Not a concrete truck just ripping down the highway trying to make their next delivery. So it was very, very loud. Then one of the bridges was metal. So on top of that, you have cars going over a metal graded bridge, and it was just really super, super loud. Wasn't that relaxing, added a little bit of stress, I'd say, but overall, we all survived. Everything was good. Stick around here and watch our ride footage, and I'm going to probably jump in and narrate some of this stuff. So that's how it's going to go. friends, here's what we're doing today. We've got two vintage Schwinn bikes from the late 50s, early 60s. And what we're going to do is we're going to ride 22 to 25 miles south of here, get a hotel, and then we are going to basically ride back tomorrow. We're along the Mississippi River in Port Byron, Illinois, and basically the route is taking us along the Mississippi River. So a lot of people think they can't do an overnight bike trip because they don't have the right bike, they don't have the right gear, and all that sort of thing. So that's why we're using the Schwinns today. The Schwinns are definitely not the right bike for a long trip, although they're going to be really fun, but they're heavy. They're original on one of them, and a little resto mod on the other one. But we're going to talk about that in a later part of the video. So I am going to take this Jaguar, and the Jaguar has a little back rack right here, and then this is my stuff for the night. Not a special bag, just a waterproof stuff sack. That's going to sit back here and follow me all the way down to the hotel. Jen, my riding partner here, she's got a completely original Schwinn Breeze. This is from the early 60s, and has baskets on the back and a basket on the front. She put her Ortlieb bike bag up here that she used on Ragbri and everything, and that is got all her stuff, so she's good to go. Of course, got her Garmin there, because what vintage Schwinn doesn't need a Garmin. And then over here, she's got her stuff for the night, and a raincoat, and we've got some extra water bottles because this bike doesn't have a water bottle holder, so we're using the Relevate Designs feed bag, and then I got the feed bag on the other side to take you guys along, so we've got extra camera equipment and all that sort of thing. So that's basically, we're launching here, and we're going about 22 miles south. We're taking you along. Hope you enjoy the ride. More so, I hope we make it. Leaving Port Byron. Hopefully we'll get back here and see our car. All the stuff will be in it. It's so loud. Oh yeah. Is yours squeaking too? So this is a little unexpected. Kind of figured we'd be more by the river and less by the road. But just like the lacrosse trail, just because it says Mississippi River doesn't mean you're always going to be there. Passing on your left. Yeah, it says there. I really couldn't hear anything you just said.
It shows bike route up there.
Okay. This thing is not really marked real well. Maybe that's why we saw those people, you know. Hi. Okay, I just wanted to jump in here. As you can tell, this is loud. All this footage you're watching now is about 4 miles into this trail. So at this point in time, we really didn't have any idea of what we were really getting into. If the whole trail was going to be like this, or if it was just going to be these parts that were up by the highway. Yeah. It's still 0 grade as far as there's some river to our right. So we've gained a little distance from the road, and we've got a little grass strip in there now, but it's still not helping out with the noise. And that's one of the things that you can't really tell when you're trying to book, or plan online using Google Maps. Oh yeah. Yeah. Walnuts. Alright, so we're heading into a residential area here, and we're going away from that louder highway noise. So we gained a little bit of buffer with the trees and the homesteads and all that sort of thing. So nice little neighborhood. Of course, now the bikes sound as loud as bad as they did. We had done some chain lube and all that sort of thing, but man, I think I needed to grease a crank or something else because this thing sounds like a hamster wheel going down the road. But it was fun.
We got 762. Got some nice picnic tables here too.
So as you can tell, the road noises really went down now. We are really still not seeing the river. For the Great River Trail, you kind of get the feeling that you would see the river, but you know, that's not always the case. We found that out on the La Crosse River Trail too. There was a lot of that. We never saw the river. So the noise has went down from the autos, but thank goodness those Schwinns are still squeaking away. If my Trek 520 was this way, I would be losing my mind. But having a 1959 Schwinn just going down the road squeaking, hey, I make a lot of noises too, as you probably can tell. So still having fun.
Definitely getting hungry, out of me. Yes. we get a spot to stop, I gotta tighten my seat up. Perfect stopping spot. Left a good job in the city, looking for the man every night and day.
I don't hardly ever hear you sing, so.
Well, this is just the river song, you know. Yeah, 9.98. On your left.
right, here we are going up the I-74 bridge that's leaving Illinois and going over to Iowa. It looks really flat on the screen right now, but I can guarantee you it wasn't flat. And it's not a bad ride. If you look to the left of the frame, that's the old I-74 bridge that they're tearing down. So that was exploded, I don't know, a couple of months ago, I think, and they're still getting all the debris down. But there's a really cool spot out here in the center of the bridge where you can take pictures, and you're right in between the two states, which is really cool. And also, traffic is going by 75 miles an hour, probably in the slow lane. But yeah, it's loud once again, which has kind of been the theme of this bike trip.
coming out here to the middle of the bridge, which I think means that we're halfway between Illinois and Iowa. Man, so serene and quiet. Amazing. All right, this is the halfway point. Mighty Mississippi. Yeah.
This is about the time that you remember that you've only got a coaster brake and no front rim brake, and you're thinking, man, I am really flying. Can I really stop? Okay, we're officially back on the Iowa side, and wanted to give you just a little view of the trail on the Iowa side. Obviously now we're much closer to the river, trying to give you a little better view of that. And we are heading towards Davenport, downtown.
One scoop of strawberry, don't mix it up. One scoop of strawberry, one scoop of buttermilk.
I have ridden this before because this is where, when we were on Ride Bride, Bike World was at the Isle of Capri in Bettendorf, so that's behind us. Finally got a headwind. How's it going? Yeah. To nowhere, apparently. Yeah. On your left. Yeah, we'll just take a left here and go down that, and in front of that bench shop. Yeah, come over here. Okay, friends, we did it. We got down to Davenport downtown from Port Byron, Illinois. So we're in Davenport, Iowa here. And then we're gonna ride back to our hotel. Basically proved that you don't need a special bike, don't need a special luggage or anything like that to do a overnight bike trip. You can basically do it with what you have, with any bike you have. And you know, we've gotten this far and we haven't lost anything. And we've got a few things that we wouldn't normally have if we were just going and not bringing you guys along. But yeah, that's the deal. So we're going to end it here for the end of this ride, going back to our hotel, which is probably about 4 to 6 miles away. And then we're gonna call it a night and probably do a little riding tomorrow. I don't know if we're gonna film or not. So there you have it.
we did call the ride at the farthest point. We went to the LeClaire Bandshell in Davenport. Credit Island still would have added probably about 7 or 8 miles. It was going to just be a loop, and then we were going to wind back up in LeClaire, not in LeClaire, at the LeClaire Bandshell, and then going across the government bridge, riding back towards the hotel. So we just decided, hey, you know, we've had enough fun. We've had some great places to eat, got some cool ice cream. You know, why don't we just, you know, get back to the hotel, get a good night rest, and then go back the next day. So I hope that this video has helped you build confidence in your planning skills. And, you know, you can do this by yourself, with a friend, with a group, and just a little planning. It's always fun to plan a bike trip. It's even more fun to go on a bike trip that you've planned. So we killed it. We had a great time, and we were able to accomplish an overnight bike ride with really no specialized equipment. Just stuff we had. Everything fit basically in a 10-liter duffel bag, a string backpack. Anything like that that you have will be fine. If you didn't have any rack on your bike and you took a small backpack, that'd be cool too. And some of those small backpacks you can actually put a water bladder in. So in the case of the Schwinns that don't have water bottle holders, you know, that might even been a better route for us to go. But yeah, you can do it with basically, you know, whatever you have in the house, and a little sense of adventure and a little willpower and determination, and a credit card would be handy too. Whatever you want to do on your bike ride, just look and see what there is in that area. The place that you live at is a destination that other people want to go. And a lot of people take that for granted. You know, oh, I want to go to Los Angeles because that's really cool. And the people that live in Los Angeles, they want to go to Hawaii, or they want to go to New York. The New Yorkers want to go somewhere else. So just keep in mind that someplace in your backyard is someplace that somebody else in the country really wants to go. I mean, Ragbri is a great example. 20, 30,000 people come here a year to ride a bike across the state of Iowa from all parts of the globe. And the people who live here can't figure that out. They've been trying to figure it out for 50 years, but they sure smile and wave at you when you go by. So tell me how you did. Tell me what you'd like to plan. Where would you like to go? Everybody's got that spot that isn't too far away. You can find a hotel. You know, you could adapt this if you wanted to camp. You know, you can find a campground, a camp and cottage. You're going to have to take more stuff. And, you know, if you're taking more stuff, you might need a better system to hold that onto your bike. You might actually have to invest in panniers. But hey, let's take baby steps here and just do it as minimal as possible and see if you like it. You might think this sucks. I just want to ride my bike down the river path and sleep in my own bed. Forget you and your overnight trip. Maybe that's what you're thinking after you've done one. But hey, don't knock it until you tried it, as the saying goes. So, thanks for watching the video. Please consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps us out. Check those links out in the description for the routes and some other things. And until next time, get out there and take care of your dash. We'll see you out on the trail.